Hello, my name is Christina Knowlton, and I'm here to talk about what I learned in Health Science 410, Issues in Aging, and how I can use it as a health professional in the future. Let's start off with a little background information about what an elder is. So an elder, or an older person, is classified as being 65 years of age or older. By 2030, 1 in 5 people will be considered an elder, otherwise known as 65 years and older, due to the baby boom and also increased life expectancy due to medical advances. Along with this, 1 in 4 elders will be considered a minority, such as Asian or African American. So now that we've looked at that, let's look a little bit at housing. I personally believed that most elders lived in nursing homes, but I was wrong. On top of that, 4 out of 5 elders own their own home, and 3 out of 4 elders today live in metropolitan areas, such as cities. So as we started looking at where elders lived, we noticed that California with 4.2, Florida with 3.1, and New York had the most amount of elders. To me, California and Florida make sense because it is a warm climate all year round, so it will not affect anything. So now let's look at sexual misconceptions. Elders maintain interest in sex throughout their whole life. There's even said that it can go into their 80s or 90s. Although there is a declined frequency, the quality, according to research, is the same. But there are many effects that could cause the fact of not having sex. A few of them are health problems, which could be related to medicine or physical issues, relationship issues such as communication, psychological issues, and sexual partners. Women live a lot longer than men. Therefore, there are a lot more women out there. And the men who are alive, if not married, want younger women. So now let's switch on over to medication. Almost every older adult will have to take quite a few medications in their life. On average, 6 to 8 prescriptions are there for each patient in long care facilities. 50% of all elders will have adverse effects at some time or another. Whereas if someone has 10 medications or more, it is extremely likely that every single person will have an adverse effect. So an adverse effect could be confusion, vision problems, falls, even memory loss or hearing loss. So that begs the question, if falls are due to medication, they're not due to aging anymore. So that is a huge thing that I will take on as a healthcare professional. So now, let's look at nursing home spaces. So nursing home spaces are actually designed for the health of the patient, which was very interesting and something new I learned. To keep the healing going, you need to have spaces that look like home, which means you need to personalize it. So put pictures up and let them put paintings on the wall. Let them use their own bedding. You need to have medium spaced rooms, not too big, not too small. And then you also need to have color contrast, which means people should know when they're going into different rooms, but making sure that you don't do it too much because it might scare them. Next, we're going to look at something just as important. This is outside the nursing home. Outdoor space is very important for mental and physical health. Having gardens is great, but when you have gardens, you need to make sure that you have a clear walkway that is wheelchair accessible, as well as the garden being wheelchair accessible. Now let's look at resources for elders. I did not realize how many resources were out there for people. There's transportation, such as buses. They also have cabs, free and reduced medical care, community centers. For the Stevens Point area and Portage, it's the Lincoln Center, and home support, such as Meals on Wheels, nursing coming into the home. So now I'd like to let you see a little piece of wisdom that I found from an older person, and it is about mistakes.
Be original and make mistakes.
Your best teacher is your last mistake.
You never stop learning. There's always something to learn later on. And don't regret it, because mistakes are there to learn from. And you're meant to make these mistakes. You can't grow up overnight, can you?
Learning is a constant process. Through this class, I have learned that older adults have a sex drive and that it needs to be respected. As a healthcare professional, I plan to make sure that older adults are respected, as well as respecting nursing home designers, because we are only all there to help, as well as educating myself and learning more about the older generations aging, so that in the future I can be better prepared for any issues to come as a healthcare professional. Thank you for listening.